Jess, I'm very excited to be talking to you. Thank you for doing this. I know your time is valuable.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Well, you're the real deal. Let me go through this list real quick. You studied social science, majoring in human behavior. You're an accredited and insured sports nutritionist, qualified personal trainer for over 5 years experience. You've done a number of additional courses such as strength and conditioning. You're also an IFBB pro. I wanted to show this before and after picture of you from years ago. Looking at this picture, what goes through your mind?
I just think, just for all the girls out there that are too scared of like gaining weight, you know, I just think you just got to trust the process and you got to eat the food, lift the weights, and you'll gain the booty.
Are you still training legs three times a week?
I am actually, yeah. It's mostly glute hamstring focused, but because I am quad dominant, so yeah, you got to bring up those weak points.
How tall are you?
I'm 171 centimeters.
Do you know what that is? Right now I'm in Dallas, you're in Australia. I don't even know what that is. I'm embarrassed. So I'm 6 foot. So that would be, is that like 5'9"? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's like 5'8".
5'8". That's cool. Your last show, the IFBB Australia Pro, I believe you were in the top 3. What was that like?
It was incredible because at that same national show, so I competed as an amateur, won my pro card, and then literally an hour or two later, I stepped straight into the pro show. So that was absolutely amazing. I'm so glad like I won my pro card at that show because it was just such an experience just to go from amateur straight into pro. You're like, whoa, I didn't even have time to think about it. I was just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, yeah, so happy about it.
At both shows, you had a lot of family there supporting you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm in Queensland and the shows were in Queensland. So, yeah, very, very lucky.
Did you get to talk to the winner, the first place winner at all? I think it was Melissa Carver at the Australia Pro. You talked to her at all, Annie?
Yeah, I did. So we're actually coached by the same coach. So we're in the same team, which is awesome. So I've been following her prep the whole time. And I was always like rooting for her, like, yeah, go Mel. So yeah, I spoke to her afterwards and stuff. And yeah, she's super chuffed. And yeah, I'm just so like glad that she took it out. She looked amazing.
Let's talk about your coach, Scott Goebel. What's he like to work with?
He's really he's really easy to get along with, for one. So I think that's really important with a coach, is to make sure that you can have a relationship with them and have a few laughs and stuff along the way. He's really, so easy to get along with. He knows his stuff, but he keeps it simple. It's not like, oh, let's do this crazy method like keto diet, and the next minute we're doing, I don't know, some sort of gut health regime. It's just, he just knows his stuff. He's just like, yep, here it is, get it done. And yeah, it's like simple but effective. And he's very good at the coaching style, with the mindset and just pushing you when you need to get pushed, but then also like being empathetic when you need a little bit of empathy.
He sounds like a great teacher.
Yeah, he is. I've learned so much from him. I've been working with him since 2018. So yeah, that's pretty much where all my glute gains came from.
Do you, when you're training clients, do you ever use or do you still use the app Trainerize? I was doing some research on this app, Trainerize, and it sounds really interesting. I just wanted to ask about that.
Yeah, so I use Trainerize for my clients, and I just found that it really streamlined my coaching process. And it's good for the clients as well to use. I use it personally myself, on myself, just so I can track, especially in the off season, so I can track my where I'm progressing and where I'm not progressing and things. And yeah, I find it just super simple to use. It's just a little app on your phone. You can just swipe up and you've got your program there. You can upload your photos. It's super easy. So yeah, I like it, and I hope my clients like it. They all seem to like it. I just found it was a lot easier for me as a coach, because then I didn't have like all these spreadsheets and shifting through emails and stuff. It was just all in that software. So I found it really good.
With your gains, you've obviously grown so much. Is there something specific that you and Scott will be working on this year?
So my feedback for the last show was my glute ham tie-in. So we just keep working on my glutes and hamstrings. Just from the show that I did in 2019 to this show, I haven't put up a progress photo yet, but I really need to, because you would be just mind blown by my glute gains. So I just want to keep like going on with that glute ham tie-in and bringing a little bit more of an upper shelf for my glutes. And just kind of like sculpting. I'm not so much like trying to grow, but just more sculpt what I've already got. And just, you know, making it a little bit tighter, just, yeah, bringing in the muscle a little bit nicer as well.
You know, we're talking a lot about legs and glutes. What do you think about the wellness division? Are you familiar with this division?
I am, yeah. So my housemate, she's prepping for it at the moment for season B.
So we just had a show here in Texas, and the wellness division was very packed with competitors. Almost just as much as Bikini, so that's been really interesting to watch. It's a new division for here in the U.S., so I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. Here's kind of a broad question, Jess. You know, we all know that comfort is the enemy of success. Are there some things this year that you're working on to get out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, so I find doing like cold baths, cold showers, that's a good one. I listen to a lot of different podcasts that speak about getting out of your comfort zone. So I just went to the gym and did some cardio, and I was like, oh, that's something that I really don't want to do right now. Oh, let's go do some sprints. Like just doing stuff that you don't want to do, it just like creates that routine of getting out of your comfort zone. And, you know, it's like, oh, it's raining at the moment. I really don't want to go outside and go for a walk, but I'm just going to chuck a jacket on and go do it anyway. You know, just doing stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. It kind of just takes you out of that comfort zone, because your ego is like always like, let's just be comfortable. Let's sit on the couch and eat chocolate and watch Netflix. So you have to like constantly keep in check with yourself and, you know, try and push yourself to do things that you're, you know, don't necessarily want to do.
Is taking cold showers, is that a healthier thing than a hot shower?
I mean, like if you live in Queensland, it's kind of like normal to just take a cold shower. But if you're say like in winter,
I was thinking it may be healthier for your skin or something.
Oh yeah, it is. If you've ever heard the cold and hot method, so it kind of like when you have a hot shower, it opens up your pores, and then when you have a cold shower, it closes up your pores. So it's the same for your blood cells as well. So when you have a hot shower, it like kind of like pushes your blood around, and then when you have a cold shower, it restricts your blood. So it's kind of like good for flushing out old blood through your system as well.
Well, I want to mention this too. For people who don't know, you used to be in the Air Force for several years. Do you remember some of the countries that? What are some of the countries that you'll remember that you visited? You know, decades from now.
Definitely Japan. I love Japan. I've been to the US multiple times, so that was super fun. I've been to like Guam, Diego, which are really like interesting places to go because it's not really a holiday destination. So I definitely would never go there unless I was in the military. So it's really cool. And yeah, like I traveled all around. I got to meet some really cool Americans, like a lot of the USAP and stuff like that were really awesome to meet. I was deployed actually to the Middle East, so I was in Al Dhafra. And yeah, like I got to meet heaps of Americans, which were really cool. And there were some people over there that were competing as well, and they were like deployed. So it was pretty impressive to see like, okay, these people are deployed right now. Like there's, you know, the gym's in a tent. We're eating out of like little styrofoam boxes, and people are still there like weighing their food and stuff. So it's super motivating to see that.
I am a quarter Japanese. I'd like to mention that. And then, did you say Al Dhafra? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Al Dhafra. Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I don't know where that is.
So it's about 3 hours from Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I can listen to your accent all day. I love it. You are on YouTube and Instagram. You're also on TikTok. Do you enjoy the TikToks?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with it. You know, I'm like 26 now, so I feel like I'm kind of like I mean, not getting old, but like all the 20-year-olds like showing me like how to do the TikToks and stuff. Because I feel like each generation grows up with a different social media. Like I grew up with like MySpace, you know, like where you used to like create all your awesome like MySpace things, like your little cursor would sparkle and stuff. Like, so it's interesting like seeing all the different social media that comes out, and then like TikTok is like the newest thing. Like my little sister, she's 7 years younger than me, so she's teaching me all the things with TikTok, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's cool. It's a new thing.
Have you ever thought about making a Triller? Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
Triller is kind of a spin-off of TikTok. They're very similar. I want to say Triller is super popular in India, but you should just download it and look at it for 5 minutes, because you might not have time to look at it for a long time. But Triller is Triller might be something you might want to look into. It's really a lot of athletes are on that too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely look into it.
Cool. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Jess? Any big goals? 5, 10 years?
Ooh, so 5 years time, I definitely want to qualify and have competed at the Olympia. So that's kind of like my next 2-year goal. And in 5 years time, I would say like I'd want to have like my own gym and have bought a house and stuff like that. So like a little bit more like personal kind of goals. But I'm kind of just like trying to live in the moment at the moment, just be present rather than chasing, I suppose, and be like, this is where I want to be in 5 years time, because I feel like it constantly changes. So I kind of just look like 2-3 years ahead, and then I go from there. Like I do have like things that I want in say 5 years time or 10 years time, but it's not like an absolute necessity. I was actually reading this last night. I was reading a book. It's like The Art of the Good Life. So yeah, I think it's important to be present and just enjoy this moment right now. So I'm like super just happy with where life is going right now in the next like year or two, and I'm just trying to just focus on what I need to do for the next year and a bit, just to try and achieve that goal of qualifying for the Olympia.
I think I saw you post a page from that book in your Instagram story.
I did, yes.
Do you want to leave people, last question, people with advice maybe? How about someone thinking about competing, and or maybe someone who just started competing, maybe their first show's coming up? 3 tips for them that they can expect?
Be patient, trust the process, and get some really good advice from your coach. So ask around about coaches and stuff, like ask different athletes, and you don't have to settle for the one coach. So Scott's been my 3rd coach. So I originally started in like, I don't know if you guys know what this is, but like INBA. So it's kind of like the natural bodybuilding kind of scene. Like we've got heaps over here in Australia. So it's like ICN and stuff like that. And so I had a coach specifically for that kind of genre. But then when I went to IFBB, I went for more of an IFBB coach, because, you know, it's just 2 different kind of looks. So yeah, I think it's important to get a coach that is going to help you get to where you want to go, and that specializes in that look. So, you know, I'm not sure if you guys have different kind of competitions over there, if it's predominantly like NPC, but yeah, I think it's important to get a coach that's specifically for IFBB NPC.
Yeah.
If that's what
yeah. NPC, IFBB over here, there's the WBFF, but I'd say the NPC and IFBB are the big one over here in the US. Have you, did you say earlier that you've been to the US? That's correct?
Yeah, I competed in the US as well, actually. I competed in the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation and PNBA, not sure what that stands for, but it was like the natural bodybuilding like Olympia, I guess. And then, so yeah, I competed over there and I did that, and I was like a pro. And then I came back and I was like, well, done that, and what's next? And then I went to IFBB. So, and then I was like, okay, IFBB is where I belong.
That's cool. Well, if you make it back over here, that's going to be so exciting. Like I said, Jess Johnson, your time is very valuable, and I really appreciate you doing this. Hopefully in the future we can talk again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.